Before I drop in the bolt carrier group and the recoil rod and the top cover, I do want to take a minute and apply some of that grease to some of these bare surfaces. And not even only if they were bare, but this is the point where you would want to go ahead and grease up those critical points on your trigger, mainly being, move my light over here, the top of the hammer here that engages the disconnector. Take it off safety. As you see, when you pull the trigger and the hammer gets moved back, the disconnector engages the top of the safety right here. When you let go, it releases. What is connected after that is down here on this surface. So that part picks up. It's probably easier to see this way. Maybe not. The underside of the hammer. Disconnector picks up here, and it picks up here once you release the hammer. So you want to make sure that those two surfaces have some grease or oil, whatever your preference may be. Being it's an AK, I'm a little bit more liberal with this than I would be with my AR. That, get some on the bottom side of this. Good to go. So again, you don't want to apply a lot where it's just slapping around in there and everything. As you can see, it's a pretty light coat. Put this back on safety, and we will go ahead and reinstall the bolt carrier group. Now, one thing I probably do have to reapply some grease on is on the rail right here. You can see some wear marks on the bolt hold open. All right, this rail here looks pretty good. Now my bolt itself has plenty of lube still on it, so that should be good. Go ahead and install that. That looks good. Go ahead and reinstall the recoil spring. Again, coming in on insertion sideways, so you're not having to bend it. And then roll it into position. Got this sideways. There we go. So when you install this, this is in the fully seated position. In order for you to aid reinstalling the cover, you want to push it in and down so it drops into that groove right there. Now, reinstalling the top cover, like I mentioned, there is the dovetail in the front rail that is going to pick up that dovetail right there. So you just slide that in, and here's where some people struggle with the Galil. They're used to an AK cover that can just kind of slips into position. This is where you just got to give it the old karate chop. Sorry, hold that there. There you go. Now it sounds a little violent, but it's in position. It's seated down. So now, back here, all you got to do to get that in position is work the bolt. And see it pops out. So now you can do a function check. So guns on safe, still maintain safety. Put it in the fire. Feels good. Good to go. And that is all wrapped up. So that concludes this video. I know it was a little bit longer. I definitely wanted to go into detail quite a bit on all the various steps of removing the factory fire control group out of your Galil ACE Gen 2 chambered in 5.56 and installing the Dissident Arms ALG trigger. Like I said, I looked a lot before I did mine. I couldn't find any other videos out there, so hopefully this will help one of you guys out when you go to install it into yours. Again, it is just a little bit tedious. I do highly recommend watching a Sword and Shields video along with this one before you get started on your own project. Watch it a couple times. Keep it queued on your laptop or your phone as you work, and just go step by step. Again, make sure that you're safe. Make sure your gun is unloaded. Make sure that you don't have any ammo on the table or anywhere near you. And then when all said and done, make sure that you do the function check. Little by little, make sure the safety is engaged correctly. Make sure the trigger pulls. Make sure that the reset is crisp. And then one thing that I didn't bring up before is to make sure and double check that your last round bolt hold open works, which, as you can see, the bolt is locked open. And that's it. So again, guys, thanks for watching. I hope that this helps somebody out. Thanks.